Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody, good morning.
We are excited to be able to reconnect with you here. Um, we've both been battling a bit of a crud, so
Crazy.
you might hear it in our voices. We might have to pause to cough. Who knows? But we're going to try and get through this. Might even be a little bit shorter. We'll see. But the other day when we were driving, we're here in.
Branson, Missouri.
Thank you.
His brain's not quite working. Branson, Missouri, we drove here from Memphis, Tennessee on Sunday, and we've been in Branson since this past Sunday.
Yeah, and so in our travels, as we've continued to move ourselves westbound on our us adventure, we had an interesting dialogue. You know, you can play all kinds of games on the road, roadkill bingo or whatever, but we got into a conversation just to kind of explore how we view each other, how we view ourselves, and it was kind of interesting actually. We thought we'd just share it with you today. As it turns out, it's funny how God weaves all these things together because in a few hours we're going to be going to a theatrical production on the story of David, and you may know that David is one of the great kings appointed by God, but he was really the least likely by at least the expectation of mankind, right? His brothers or even those who were following God's authority to seek out that king, and he by outward appearance he wasn't what maybe was expected, and that was kind of what we were exploring, not realizing. I don't even think we had bought the tickets for this theatrical production yet, but I had asked Sherry to do what I did. I said, all right, let's think of 3 words that best describe each other. And the 3 words, honey, that came to mind when I thought about, okay, what best describes you? One was a provider. I think you just this natural gift of providing for others. Second was you're real. And so any of you who know Sherry know that she just says it like it is. Generally,
That could be good or bad.
pretty unfiltered, but very authentic. And it's something actually I admire about you. And third, of course, is you're committed. And I, not just in our relationship, but in committed to family as a whole. Committed to your employers back in the day when you worked.
When I worked.
So anyways, those are the 3 words that really stood out to me. You're a provider, you're real, and you're committed. And then before I told her that, though, I asked her to think of, well, what 3 words would you describe yourself? And what did you come up with?
So what I said to describe myself was that I'm loyal, I am trustworthy, but I'm also needy. And that's kind of a really big descriptive word, being needy, but I depend on him to do things as the man in this marriage. So
yeah, and so I see a lot of there's some interesting corollaries there. I think the loyalty certainly aligns in my mind with your commitment. The fact that you use the word needy, I think, is really interesting because I see you as a provider, and you, in that case, saw yourself as a needer, and I think both are true, right? You have needs, but this was I think the power of what this exercise helped with is, the way we see ourselves can be very different than how others see us, and then, as we'll talk in a moment, how does God see us, right? So then you asked me.
yeah.
You asked me how I saw myself, right?
Yep.
And but first, how did you view me?
So what I thought was providing safety for our marriage and in our lives, committed, and centered in Christ.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but when it was like, it's kind of a feel-good moment to hear that. It was very flattering. It's different than my list. Particularly, you know, when you said centered on Christ, and I didn't put that on my list. It's certainly something I strive for. I put I'm funny.
Really? Can we all just talk about that for a second? Go ahead.
I'm helpful, and I'm committed. And those were the three things that came to me. And so I think, again, you know, committed, we saw that similarly. And I'm glad that, you know, you see me as a provider and of safety and other things, especially to meet your needs and the sort. You know, this little exercise was interesting because it helped us see how we see and just to share each other how we view ourselves. It was really affirming to hear how we view each other and uplifting. But then I go back to the reminder of how does God see us? Because God sees our true selves beyond our appearance, right? And going back to the story of David, when you know, God was seeking to appoint the next king of Israel, David had many brothers, and David was the last to be brought forward. But God knew that David was the one. He was the smallest, right? But in 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 17, it says, "For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on outward appearances, but the Lord looks on the heart, seeing beyond imperfections and seeing into our true self."
And he sees us without any feedback. I'm giving feedback what I think because I've lived with him for 43 years. So that's how I'm basing my decision. God saw me how I was going to be day one.
Yes.
So there was no, I don't know, there was just no extra input from anybody. It was just God said, this is how he sees every single person day one. So he doesn't have all the backstory on us.
And I think the opportunity and really the need is for us to really discover how God sees us, because God sees us as our true selves. God sees us as he created us, and without, as you say, without all the noise and filters that others will put, and we'll even put on ourselves, right? So as we continue to seek to understand God and get to know God, I think we'll also get to see and understand our true self and our creation purpose. So, all right, I think we're running out of gas here.
We are. I'm running out of gas.
But
I'm
we
so
love
sorry.
you. We miss you, and we'll look forward to connecting again next week.
God bless you all.
God bless you guys. Bye-bye.